Welcome everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Gunner Fan TV. Match reaction time, everybody. Listen. Let me first say congratulations to Mikel and the boys for pulling out this late win at Newcastle. I'm gonna give him that. Listen, I cannot be mad at a win. As an Arsenal fan, you cannot be upset at winning. It's 3 points. We were down, we came back, and we won. All right. So listen, an ugly win is better than a pretty loss. And I'll take that all day of the week, 100%. However, I had some issues with the starting lineup. The intent was to go out there and win. And I could see that with the lineup that he put out there. Right. In the attacking sense, all the guys out there were creative players in that midfield. They can create. Eze in the 10, creative. Trossard on the wing. We could argue he has some creative quality. You know, Zimmerman, he could pass the ball, he could make passes, he could create something. So for the majority of the attacking team, right, they had creative players in there. They had creative ability to make passes for Gyökeres. So I give him that. The intent was there. However, when it comes to Mosquera, and again, I don't want anybody thinking that I'm coming down on Mosquera and that he didn't play well. He's a good player, good addition to the squad. But I feel like in this game, I wouldn't have started him. I would have started Saliba. And this is just for me. This is my opinion. If Saliba is fit, he plays. If he's not fit, then you don't involve him in the squad, right? I'm not one that's going to say, oh, if he's 80% or if he's 70%, you could start him on the bench and then you could bring him on. No, we've been through this. If players aren't 100%, don't involve them in the team. We have enough players. Don't involve him. Rest him until he's ready. And if he's on the bench, he's 100%, then he plays, bro. Saliba on his bad day is still one of our best defenders. He starts over Mosquera. And that was the only issue I have. I'm not even going to talk about the error he made and all that, and that Saliba would have never made that error. He would have been a better pass because Saliba is technically better than Mosquera. Like, all that is irrelevant because Mosquera is not a bad player. He made a mistake, led to a goal. That's fine. But for me, I feel like Mikel Arteta should have started Saliba in that position today. Based on just the game that we're playing, based on the situation. He's the better defender of the two. He should have started if he's fit. If he had a knock, don't suit him up. Don't put him in the squad. That's it. So I'm not going to stress too much over that. He made a mistake. The only issue is he compounded on that mistake, Mikel Arteta, by taking him off halftime, bro. His morale right now is probably on the floor. You don't do that to a young player after making a mistake. You keep him on the pitch and you allow him to play through that mistake. You allow him to atone for that mistake that he made. Now you taking him off, in the back of his mind, he's going to think, damn, man, like all of this is my fault. I'm not good enough. The coach had to take me off and put Saliba on. This is my opportunity. Like, you have him thinking now. And that might weigh on him for a couple of weeks. So I would have kept him on for maybe another 10, maybe 20 minutes and, just allow him to play through it. You never know. He could have probably scored and that would have built him back up. But then you hook him halftime. That's not going to do well for the kid. So he made a mistake twice by starting him and then hooking him halftime. Again, he realized he made a mistake and he fixed it. But then that's just him being selfish. But are you thinking about the player? I mean, he put on Saliba, it worked. We didn't concede again and we won. The other issue I had was Trossard. I would have never started Trossard. Yes, he has this creative spark in him. He has a goal in him and all of that. For me, Trossard is never a starter in my team right now. He can't start. He comes on and he's an impact player. Who's also an impact player? Martinelli. But in the odd games, you could start Martinelli, where you need the defensive part of his game and the attacking part of his game. He would have done well in this game today if he started. His pace, his defensive qualities, he would have done well. So I would have started Martinelli over Trossard today in that position. Those are the only two issues I have. It wasn't big. Either way, I felt even with that team, we should have been winning this game. Unfortunately, we didn't score early. We were on the attack. We were hunting the goal. We were pressing. We were doing well. Unfortunately, the goal happened and we fell behind, and then we just have to tweak and change things. But it happens in football. I'm giving Mikel Arteta credit for the attacking, his attacking mentality going into this game, and it paid off in the end. But he had that intent of attacking and trying to get a goal. So let's just do the assessment of the players real quick and just see how they played. We're just gonna go over it, starting with Ray. I feel like he played decent, played a decent game today. Not much he had to do. Made a couple of saves, but quiet day. He did what he had to do. I can't really remember him making much of a mistake. So not much to speak on Rhea. Let's go straight to Mascara. Yeah, he made that error, but I feel like overall he was having an okay game. But unfortunately, that mistake cost us a goal. And for the rest of the game, I'm pretty sure that was on his mind. And hopefully he recovers from this. Still a good player. But his overall performance today was probably like a 5 because he gave away the corner, which led to the goal. Timber again, immense. For me, he's one of the best right backs possibly in the world right now, not just in the league, bro. I'm telling you, his defensive quality, his reading of the game is bar none, bro. Is bar none. Another excellent performance by Timber today. I'll give him a 7. You know what I'm saying? 7, honestly. Only because the backline conceded, you can't really give them a top score. But he played well today. I don't know what's going on with Gabriel. This game, he had some dodgy moments, man. Almost gave away a penalty. The goal, 100%, that was his fault. You have to be strong when you're defending set plays. A touch in your back, bro, you can't just fall down. You got to be strong. You got to defend. You just can't be that weak. And I felt like he just laid down from a little touch. You're not going to get that. The referee's been reffing harsh against us. Like, he's not calling anything for us throughout the entire game. You have to see that, and you should know he's not going to call that. So that 100% was his fault. Yes, he came back and scored, so he atoned for his sins, and for that, he's going to get like a 7.5. But overall, his game he didn't play well today. He did not play well. If he didn't score, he would have probably gotten a 5 or a 4, but he came back and he scored the winning goal. So, you have to give him that score. But he wasn't tidy. Calafiori was average, got a yellow card. It was effective, nothing special from him. He's not a traditional wing back, which I don't like about Arsenal. We don't have a traditional wing back. Ben White on the other side. He's a traditional wing back. Like, not a traditional, like he was, remember he came as a center back and Mikel kind of turned him into like a right back, but he'll go up and down that touchline and he'll give you some wing back, the work rate, and, he'll give you what a wing back really does, going up and down that side. But today I felt like Calafiori didn't really do that at all. Calafiori just tucked in. Sometimes he comes inside the midfield and, he tries to do this inverted thing, but, he was average today. But the back line, I don't think the goal that we conceded had anything to do with how we played in the back. It was just a mistake and they conceded. So, overall, it was a good performance, but we scored. They scored. So, you can't give them 100%, right? But overall, they played steady. In the midfield, the double pivot, I felt like was a great idea from Mikel, playing to Rice and Zimmerman in that position. Zimmerman, the verdict is still out for me. The verdict is still not in. One of my buddies said to me, Zimmerman is lightweight. Yes, he is. I also said Fabregas was lightweight. I'm not comparing Fabregas and Zimmerman, even though they're both Spanish midfielders. But I think there's a lot more to come from Zubi. I feel like I'd definitely give him a chance to grow in the league. He played okay today. He was effective. Maybe efficient, but not effective, however you want to put it. He wasn't great, but he was okay. He did a job. Rice for me today was immense. He kept going up and down, helping out in defense a lot, chasing. Even when he was outpaced, he never gave up. Murphy had one where Murphy was ahead of him. He just kept chasing, and he was able to catch up with Murphy and kind of block the shot. He was immense in the midfield for me today. That's where you want to see Rice. Rice is most effective in that 6th position. And I feel like you could even push Zimmerman ahead of him a little bit and give Zimmerman that freedom to just do his thing, because I feel like he has those qualities to make those final passes and link up play better if he's ahead. He's not a depth in defending right? So you don't want him in that position too much. You don't want him on the ball in that position where he could get shoved off the ball, because when you're deep, you have to spend a little bit longer on the ball because you need to look for passes. If he's up in the field, deeper in the attacking third, I feel like he'll be more effective. But, good decision having, because we've been calling for that. We've been calling for that double pivot, and, we got it today and it looked okay. It worked. Now that midfield three, Eze, for me, good game from Eze, right? That's where we want to see Eze in the 10 position. He could have scored maybe two or three goals today. 2 good shots, 2 good save by Pope. He was world class today. Pope was world class. This guy just turns up today and decided to just play well, right? So that's where you want to see Eze. You want to see Eze in that 10 creating. He made some passes to Gyökeres. Gyökeres was running through the channels. Like he link up play, all of that stuff from Eze was good today. That's where I want to see him. If we could figure out maybe how to play him and Odegaard, I don't know. But in that position, Eze is the best. Point blank for me. That's my opinion. I feel like he's better than Waneri. He's better than Odegaard in that position. Mikel has a long history with Odegaard. He's the club captain. Is he going to be brave enough to put Odegaard on the bench and allow Eze to play? The answer that comes to mind for me is no. So Eze probably will be on the left and Odegaard will start in the middle next game. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of it, right? But Eze is the best midfielder compared to Waneri and Odegaard in that position for me. Played well today. Solid 8 in that midfield. The only thing he didn't score, if he had scored, it would have been a 10 for me personally. On the other side, you have Saka. Saka wasn't bad, but he wasn't good either today. He created some opportunities. It was just a rough game for him. He's still coming back from an injury, so I would expect for him to keep growing as the games go by. But, he got pulled today, which shows that, the coach wasn't seeing anything prolific from Saka, so he got pulled. So I think it was an average game, maybe a 6.5 maybe. He could have done more. He's a star boy, so we looked at him when we need goals and stuff. And, he really didn't give us that depth today, so he got pulled. But overall, he put an okay game. Trossard, for me, mixed feelings. I don't think he should have started. He got a chance to score. He didn't score, he hit the post. Felt like he should have went across the goalkeeper. Instead, he went straight to the front post, the near post, when he should have went far post across the keeper. Felt like he would have had a better chance here. Probably would have scored. Should have scored. He just keeps twisting on the ball for me, and that just pisses me off every time I see him on the ball in the midfield area. Do that on the wing, but when you come inside and when you go deep and you're doing that and you almost lose it and you got to toe poke it to win it, that frustrates me, boy. I tell you, that frustrates me. So I would have started Martinelli on that side, but, whatever, it happens. It didn't really cost us anything, but we should have scored. If Martinelli was in that position, would he score? I don't know. I mean, he's been scoring. Trossard's been scoring too. So, 50-50. It's up in the air when it comes to those two, right? I give him a 6. I don't know. I give him a 6. He's not my player for that position. If he's an impact player, he comes on, right? So, that's my verdict on Trossard right now. Gyökeres did way better today, and I'm not going to be biased. Like, his hold-up play impressed me today because I know he's not a hold-up player. He doesn't hold-up play and link-up play. Like, he's not that guy. He runs through the channels and he takes those passes and he goes in and he creates chances and opportunities and he pounces on the balls that come in the box and stuff like that. But he was linking up play really well. He was holding it up. He was getting fouled. We weren't getting any calls. I don't know what's going on. The referee was he probably got a check later. You know what I'm saying? Let me not say that because I don't know. Allegedly, the referee probably got a check. I'm not saying he did. I don't know anything about that. But he wasn't making the calls for us. You know what I'm saying? And that was worrying for me. I'm like, damn, man, what's going on with this ref? He's not even making the calls for us. But Gyökeres is holding up play, linking up play, created. I felt like that was a penalty. I don't know what you guys think. You know what I'm saying? He took out the player. Yes, he got a little bit of touch on the ball, but he still took Gyökeres out. Gyökeres could have went on to get that ball. So not because you touch the ball doesn't mean it's not a foul. Just imagine you come with your studs, but you touch the ball, but you brought the player's leg. Isn't that a foul? The way the game is played now and managed by referees, all day they're going to call that as a foul, but for some reason the penalty wasn't given. But I think he played well. I just need him to score now. I need him to score some more goals. I was kind of making fun of him through my stream, throughout my stream, saying that, you know, he's wearing a water boot. Like in Jamaica, there's a thing we call water boot. In the States, they call it rain boots. It's like a big rubber boot that comes all the way up to your knee. Growing up in Jamaica, I used to see the older men, the people who, you know, they farm the land, they go down to the bush and they wear those water boots and they have a machete and stuff like that. I was making fun of him, like, you must be wearing a water boot, bro, because you can't stand. You're sliding, you're kicking your own feet, you're slipping, like, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, banter aside, like, I feel like he did better today. I just need him to get into those positions where he could score and show his best quality. You know, he's a top striker. He just got the award the other day for the top striker. I want to see that in our club. And I feel like he's building up to that. Like, he looks better today. Like, his movement, his link up, like, he looks like he's getting into the system. Like, he's turning himself into the player that Mikel Arteta wants. Because we all know that wasn't his signing. Eze and Gyökeres was not Mikel Arteta's signing. That was Berta's signing. So, you know, he's trying to turn into that player, and I like that. He's adapting. Yeah, the changes were great. Mikel Merino came on and scored. Martinelli came on, did his thing. You know, I felt like all the changes were, Skelly was kind of quiet. You know, everybody who came on gave, you know, maybe an average performance. Marino scored, so he gets an 8. So, you know, it is what it is. You come on, you do your job. That's it, bro. That doesn't mean Marino starts in the next game, Mikel. He came on and he scored. He scored for you today. It doesn't mean that he starts in the next game. Who is he going to start over, bro? Come on. Eze played well. Zubimendi played okay. Rice played well. Who's he going to start? Who's he going to take the position of next week? Because he scored. And Mikel is like that. He likes to just overthink things. He's going to reward him with a start. No, not because he scored, bro. Put him on the bench again. He's not good enough to start in this current team with everybody being fit. All right? So, you know, good performance by him. He comes onto the field and he scores, and that's what you want. You want to make changes, and you need impact when these changes come onto the field. And he did that. So good on Mikel today. Good on the boys. We got the win in extra time. This is what winners are made of. They said that about Liverpool. All the Liverpool fans, all I've been hearing for the past couple of weeks is that this is what winning team, this is what championship teams do. They grind out wins. This is what Arsenal just did. So what are we going to say now? Are we going to give Arsenal the credit for grinding out a win late on? I don't know. Let's see what social media has to say throughout the week about this win by Arsenal. So thank you guys again for stopping by. Smash the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you have not yet. I appreciate the new subscribers to the channel. Listen, keep coming back, keep watching the content, keep giving me your feedback so I can get better at what I'm doing and I can provide great content for you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Stay safe for the rest of the weekend and the week coming up. And I'll see you again soon this week, guys. Peace.